Hi, everyone. Let me know. I think we should be live. I think everything is good to go. Let me know if you're here. Say hey. We are Copic coloring tonight. Woo! And I am already working on some things. I've been busy all day with work for the store, and then I had to make a card for. There's Stacy Junk. Hi, you. What'd you do today? What you been working on? Let's see. Sue Crafter Ricardo says everything's good. I got the thumbs up. Yay. So I've been so busy every day. It's not even funny. Stacy says hi, Ricardo. And so I did work, and then hi, Laura Stahl. Hi, Wendy Jean. She's got to go to work, and so she says she'll talk soon. Hi, you, Wendy Jean. So I was getting work done today, and then I had to make a video and a card for the Card Maker Success Summit. I'm going to be participating in February for that, and had to get a project done that's already late. And so got that done a little bit ago, and now we can color some, and that's kind of fun, right? So let's see. Hi, Kathy Dodd. How's everybody doing? Kathy, I saw, was shopping again. She found something cute. So I am just coloring up these adorable little, I haven't even gotten to color these myself. So I thought, let's get to it. How fun to do that for, I'm wondering, what color do we make Santa's little skinny chicken legs right here? Hi, Diana. Hi, Thelma. What color should we make Santa's chicken legs? I don't know. What color do you color them? I guess they're red for his pants, right? Let's just color those right in there, and no one will know. We didn't put 3 different colors on it. There you go. That kind of threw me for a loop for a second. I thought, I don't know. So, what's everybody working on? We had a great time last weekend for the first annual Crafting Sweet Memories holiday workshop. So much fun. I think everybody would agree. And just been busy. These little tiny images, you do not need to put, you could probably get by with just doing 2 colors. You know me, I like to add a few more. So we'll have more than 2, but that's probably in the real world, all you really needed to do would be 2 colors. So this is R27. I like to stick with the easy ones. Hi, Diane Lawfrey. I tend to, for reds like this, I'll stick to the basic reds that are 22, 24, 27, 29. And then I like to throw, you need some real depth in there. And I like to throw in the R39. If you go 10 above your darkest color, which would normally be the R29, and you go 10 more to the R39, that's a good contrast. You could even jump 20 more depending on how brave you are. And that'll get you some good dramatic shading. I like to go with a much darker kind of color for that. And I think some people get scared to go a little bit darker, and that's really where the pretty effect is. I think it's when people try to, they're too conservative in their color choices that you don't get some of that. Sometimes you look at others and you're like, well, mine doesn't ever look as pretty as that. And sometimes I'm wondering, are you being too conservative on your color choices? Think about that, and try it sometime. Don't be a chicken, right? So here's my, and you know, like I said, this little guy, these little images, you do not have to go crazy, right? Nobody's going to know the difference. So, let's let that dry a bit. And while he's drying, I already cut some of these out. Yay, Laura, she said it was great. I tried to make it, Laura, as fun as possible, as interactive and fun as a virtual retreat could be. So I hope that that came across to everybody and everybody had fun. We spun the wheel. We did lots of giveaways. We had theme days. Everybody took pictures of their snacks and their pajamas and their pets and their kits arriving. And it was lots of fun. So here's what we're doing. I pulled out, let's see, the stamps. So this stamp set is the Santa's North Pole. Look, Santa's North Pole stamp set. And how cute is that? Seriously, adorable. You've got Santa, you've got your North Pole sign, and then you've got all the different things you can put on the sign. And we have coordinating dies. That's me, Laura. That's the story of my life at a retreat. And then this one is called Woodland Christmas Friends. And these are so cute. Look, I did some little mock-ups for you. Look how cute this is. And maybe we'll do this one tonight so you can see how to do that. It takes some masking, right? So look, and then these, I colored these a little bit ago. So lots of different ideas on the back of the packaging for you. And then we've got coordinating dies with that. And then just to show you, me too, Laura, but I got caught up, says Thelma. We got in the store. If you didn't see it, these are so cute. Stitched circle die, nested circle dies. Look at all the circles you get in there. Look at that. Stitched circle dies. Then we have a stitched double scallop nested dies. Okay. And then we have the stitched double scallop rectangle panels. This goes with our tags. Look, I'll show you. And then we'll get back to coloring. I was crazy busy. I got so excited to die cut that I just started die cutting everything. And I have so many samples. So I can show you quickly. Oh, I do have a couple of tags made. Let's look at the tags. How about that? I have more than a couple actually. It's several. Get all these out. Okay. So here's the stitched scallop layering panels, and they're made to go with the everyday tag set. The tags have the tag and the panel, and then this is the stitched double rectangle, stitched double scallop panel. There you go. It's made to nest in between the tag and the panel, but of course you can use it on all kinds of things. The inside sentiment should be arriving within a couple of weeks, Laura. Stay tuned. They'll be here. I just put in I had to do a new design because I wasn't thrilled with the first one. So I should be getting those samples and then we'll order, and I get them pretty quickly from there. And this is also the double banner. So there's that one. And then this one shows the circle with the stitched circles. So cute. Isn't that cute? I love it. I had so much fun. Let's see. I had one with a bow on it. I may not have attached the bow. Hagrid came in to say hello to everybody. But I'm not putting my on, so he doesn't know you can't. I don't know if you can hear him or not. Let's see. Oh, I didn't actually attach it, but I had done this one. This is navy. I love navy and pink. And then there is the stitches. So you have stitches on the double scallop and stitches on the circle. And then just for kicks, I put the big bow on there with the banner. Isn't that so cute? I love it. Love it. I know Stacy Junk, I love the foil too. Look how cute these are. So, and then I did some already for Valentine's Day. I got a little excited for the reds and the pinks. Look, so there is the panels. This would be the medium tag. with the medium panel, and then the smaller tag. There's a whole bunch in the tag set, but this is the third smaller. And then like this one would be the big one. See the difference? And so this is what the layering panel looks like there. But you can use it, obviously, you could use it on like a card, or let me see if I have a card base somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. So I put together a whole bunch of just playing around, and obviously this is kind of for Valentine's Day. Look how cute. The tags, and then I put together, and then these are like a bunch of the circles cut out, and then layering, nesting together the circles and the scallops. So anyway, I was doing that, and so fun. And guess what? I realized, wouldn't this be cute? Look, cut this out of like tan, and then this could look like the icing on it for an iced Christmas cookie. Put some sprinkles on there. Wouldn't that be so cute? Hi, Melanie. How are you? Oh, Melanie, you ordered some too. Melanie, I know your last name. Now I know who you are. Hi, Melanie. Yes, thank you for your order. Aren't they so cute? Wouldn't these make, listen, and then take the squiggly lines I was thinking from the gingerbread cuties, that, you know, they're little icing. You could put little icing squiggles on here. Wouldn't these make cute cookies? Oh my gosh, I thought that was a good idea. And look, I'm just going to show you something. Look at this. I realized this. If you look from the top, and let's see if I can do it like I did it the other day. And you go like this, and you put it, let me think how I did it. Kind of do it. Let me think. It looked like a hat from the top down. Let's see if I can do it. Kind of do it like this. It kind of looks like a little holiday hat. And you turn it. You have to know, you know, you have to look at it that way and have your imagination going. But look, it kind of probably wasn't that one. Maybe it was this one. I don't know. But it was so cute. It looked like a little holiday hat. Looking from this direction, the ones that I had nested. Played with all the beautiful dice this weekend. Oh, I love it, Melanie. You've been so busy. I'm glad that you love the kit so much. So those are the new dies that are already in the store. And like Melanie said, I've already been shipping. I got all the orders shipped out Tuesday and Wednesday. Look, we even go down to this size for the little stitch circles, because you never know when you need something like that, right? So look how cute. You could put those in the background and do a little bokeh effect. So those are those, and you saw the stamps. Let's put these away, and let's go back to coloring. Okay. Oh, I can leave those up there so you can see them if you want to. You're so inclined. Okay, let's see. Let's color our little reindeer. So on these, I used R39, 29, 27, and 24. And I used 22, but then I didn't need it again. So, because that was overkill. Let's pick some colors. I think for our little deer, I think I'll try the E20s. Let's see how it goes. I don't want him to be too dark. So let's start out with E21. And I have not colored these yet, so I might muck them up, but you know, we'll go with it. Zoom in. Okay, so obviously his belly's normally white, but I don't think we really care for these cute little images. So let's just go ahead and put our base. I always begin, I know everybody has their own way of coloring. I like to put a base layer down of the lightest color, and it just kind of helps our darker inks blend a little bit more. I know some people are braver, and then to fill in, you can do circles when you're going to do a big area, or you could do flicks. I like to go in a little circular motion for our base color. Okay. I think Gaby's texting. Sorry, my phone's chiming away. I'll have to turn it off. These are little images, so I'm not going to fret too much. Should we make his nose red like it's Rudolph? I think that makes sense. So if you go in circles, you don't have to worry about flicking. It'll still cover and you'll get your base layer down. This is if you start with a base color, like your lightest color, and then it helps your darker colors blend. I'm not going to go all the way in with the E29. I think that might be too dark. So we'll go in with an E27 and see what we think. We'll give him a little shadow right here. And then obviously his tummy is going to be a little bit darker. Oh, and his tail will be white on the bottom, right? Going in very light-handed. And we have to think about his head being rounded. So we'll do our darkest color on the outside edges and kind of bring it in, okay? Little tiny flicks. And if you need to, if you're more comfortable flicking away, turn your paper. Don't ever worry about turning your paper. And I tend to flick away from myself. Little tiny flicks. Down and around. Very light-handed. And I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. Okay. And that's good right there. Now that was 27. Let's go 25. Always on your wet edge, which is, you don't want to go all the way into the darkest area because that'll just kind of, the alcohol will actually, what's the word I want to use? Kind of bleach it out. So you just want to stay along the wet edge of that. And if you work on the wet edge, that will blend it together, okay? The alcohol will move together. Let's go 25, or that was 25. Let's go 23. Let's see. Oh, everybody, what's everybody doing? All of a sudden, everybody got quiet. And I'll probably take those right together, and then we'll go back in with our lightest color. I tend to get in, oh, I forgot to do his body. I get in a hurry, and then that's when I go outside the lines. Story of my life. And his belly will be a little bit darker than the top. Oh, I forgot to go on this side, I don't think, with the 27 and 25. That's okay. Oh, let me turn my phone off. Sorry. Okay, that was 23. Let's go back in with the 25 on his body. I forgot to do it while that 23 is wet. I think I may have gone in a little bit. Here we go. And now let's go back in with the 23 on that 25. If you keep going on these colors, I find the browns will kind of bleach each other out. So you have to be careful. Kind of like reds do sometimes. Okay, now let's go in with our lightest color and blend that together now for the highlights. Do flicks there along that edge. And while it's wet, we might even have to come back in with some more 23. We'll see. See if I tend to like mess with stuff. And that is the problem that I have. And the more I mess with it, then you know, you can bleach out the other colors if you're not careful. So that is the story of my life right there. And sometimes the thing you should do is let it dry and then go back in. Because if you keep messing, you're going to actually end up putting too much color down, and then that's when it tries to bleach itself out. I'm going to see if I can go in with this right and get a nice little blend. We'll see. I'm not going to worry too much about him. He's just our little dear. And this is the E21. Okay. Can you see it? Look, here's what's happening. So I am going to leave it. See that little line that's happening? What happens is the alcohol starts pushing the other ink away, right? See that right in the middle where there's a lot of ink right there. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll see if we can come in and fix that. That is the story of my life in coloring. And I told you I hadn't practiced this. So if I had practiced, hopefully I wouldn't have done that, but it's okay. Y'all know I don't practice my coloring enough, and so we get what we get, right? When you don't practice. Let's go back. Let's go up with just a little bit on his antlers, but not too much. Coloring is not normally, I tend to try to avoid it. If I practice, I'm not too bad. I just don't practice enough. I'm just giving some shading to his antlers right here. And now maybe I'll go back in with the light color. And this is where sometimes if you only use 2 colors, you're normally fine. You can't get into too much trouble, right? Okay, let's give him a little, I should have colored his legs the same color as his body. Let's give him a little red nose. Let's do 29. And I'm not going to do any other color. That's all we need to do right there. And I'll go in with a 27 on his little legs right here. I'm not putting a base color because it's such a little area. What's everybody doing? Because now I don't see, did everybody leave me? There's like no conversation going on. What is everybody doing? I find it hard to believe you're that enthralled with my coloring, because heaven knows my coloring is not. Oh, there's Donna. Hi, Donna. Donna is coming to the in-person prop and workshops next week. Are you so excited? I am. Stacy is. Kathy is. Poor Thelma. She's got to go to her kid's wedding, darn it. So she's going to miss out, and she's got FOMO. Now, when you have a little tiny area like this, there's 2 things you can do. Ricardo says he is. There's 2 things you can do. If you're worried about going outside the lines with a black marker, you could use a micro liner and fill it in with the micro liner, because it's a smaller point and you're less likely to go outside the line. Whereas sometimes those brush nibs, they get a little crazy. His nose, I don't hate it. So we didn't totally mess it up. Let's see. Let's do Santa's belt in black. And I'm again just going to use the micro liner. And that keeps it safe, right? Oh, we have his little boots. Those I'll use I'm using 110 because my 100 is dried out. Is everybody working on? Are you working on holiday crafts? And if you are, what are you working on? Easy peasy on that little guy. Where's Ricardo sleeping? He'll come home, Kathy, because he'll be with Gabe and he'll take care of the dogs. He's just going to come and help us set up, and then he'll be on his way. So he's just excited to come in and see all the crafty people, you know, all of his crafty lady friends. Okay, now, here's the dilemma. I will tell you, when people are coloring beards, a lot of times they're cool grays, and sometimes, like, I don't know, I don't like it, but let's see how it goes. Sometimes the cool grays are really, they can be a lot. So we aren't going to add much. I'm going to start with, let's do a C1, and I'm not going to do a whole lot. Sometimes I think it can get crazy with the grays. Let's just add some little, see these little flicks I'm doing around the corners. There's all different ways to color beards, and this isn't a real beard. So, I mean, it's not like a real kind of, what do I want to say? It's not a real life kind of image, right? We need some shading here. So that, you know, I would worry about that if I were coloring a real beard. I would color it in a much different way. We need to color his face too. Give him some cute little pink cheeks. I'm going to go in and add just a little bit more dimension. I don't want to go crazy. Donna's husband's coming. Jeff is coming. We always have a good time when Jeff comes. He's always such a big help. We always appreciate it. Going to be a little bit darker right here along his temples. You see those little flicks I added in right there? Not going to add a whole lot. We could even take it up like this. Add in just a few lines, right? But let's not go crazy and then mess it up. That was C3. I don't know that I want to add a whole lot more. I don't think he needs a whole lot more. So for his skin, we'll make him Caucasian, and let's see. So it's been so long since I've colored any skin. I like E13, E11, and 00. And then for cheeks, for rosy cheeks, lots of times I like an R11 or an R20. Sometimes R20 can be a little pink. And we'll make his nose Just a little pink. We might need some more color in his little mustache. Me. I almost messed it up. Almost messed it up. This is what happens when you don't practice often enough. And I kind of did, but it's okay. Hi, Christy. How are you? Are you excited for next week? I know I am. I don't like that at all, but oh well. It's okay. And I don't know how long I'm going to be on. I haven't felt great the last couple days, so I may cut this short. Not feeling so hot, to be honest. And I'm not liking the way he's looking too much either. Maybe it's because I am rushing. So I like to add in a little bit of shading. And if you're going to go in with like E00, I like to go in with like E13 for the shading, like under the brow, and then go in with E11. And what I find when I don't care for other people's coloring on their faces and stuff, I don't think they use enough shading. It goes back to not being afraid to add in some other colors and get that shading going. I think that's the problem. Lots of times they're afraid to add this dark shading under the brow. Okay. Here he is. Isn't he cute? Didn't need a whole lot. Didn't mess him up too much. I don't like that mustache. I'm going to color him again. There's our little reindeer. I'm not overly thrilled with him. I might color him again. And then I would stamp these. I'm going to say goodbye for tonight because like I said, I am not feeling so hot. I apologize. Normally I'm on here for an hour. I did color these trees from the other stamp set with the little bears, but stay tuned and I'll get some cards created. Also, Megan Kenahan created a really cute, and so did Amy Serrata, using this stamp set. Adorable cards. Go to the Facebook page and Instagram. They created the cutest little cards. And that's what inspired me to hurry up and get busy and start coloring these. So I'm going to say good night. Thanks everybody for joining me. And if you're coming to the crop, I will see you next week. Okay. I will not be live next Thursday because we'll be at the crop having fun. We'll be setting up next Thursday. Thanks everybody. I will see you later. Bye everybody.